It was 8:47 a.m., and Daniel was already late. His tie was crooked, his nerves were sharp, and his mind buzzed louder than the city traffic below. Today was the day he would present his proposal to the board, the one that could make him the youngest regional manager in the company's history. He had rehearsed the slides for weeks, every transition timed, every chart polished, every word measured. The presentation was perfection, or at least it had to be. As he stepped into the elevator, he gripped his coffee like a lifeline. He needed it, a final jolt before battle. But fate, or perhaps something subtler, had other plans. When the elevator doors slid open, Daniel bumped into Maya, the intern for marketing, who was juggling a stack of reports. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," she gasped as the collision sent coffee splattering across Daniel's crisp white shirt and, worse, all over his laptop. Daniel froze. He could see the brown stains soaking into the edges of his printouts. The laptop screen flickered twice, then went black. His heart dropped into his shoes. "Just go," he said through clenched teeth. "Please, just go." At 9:02 a.m., he sat in the conference room with a dead laptop and soggy notes. The board members filed in, each looking busy, each expecting brilliance. He could feel sweat gathering under his collar. "Mr. Daniels," said the CEO, a silver-haired man with eyes that measured everything. "We're ready when you are." He stared at the blank screen on the projector. There was nothing to show, not one slide. His hands trembled slightly as he stood. There's been a slight technical issue," he began, voice cracking. "My laptop, I spilled coffee on it." He caught a few polite smiles, mostly impatience. Then something in him gave way, not to panic, but to stillness. A strange quiet rose inside him like a breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding for years. He took off his jacket, rolled up his sleeves, and said simply, "Let me just tell you what I came here to say." He spoke, not from slides, not from scripts, but from memory, from conviction. He talked about the inefficiencies in their current process, about how small changes could make big differences. He told stories from customer interactions, shared insights he'd gathered firsthand, and spoke with an energy that was raw and human. Somewhere along the way, the board stopped checking their watches. They leaned in. He wasn't perfect. He stumbled over a few numbers, but the message was alive. When he finished, there was a brief silence. Then the CEO smiled. "Well," the man said, tapping his pen, "that was the most genuine presentation we've heard in months." Later that evening, Daniel sat in a quiet cafe, a fresh cup of coffee in front of him. He smiled at the steam curling above it. The presentation had gone better than he ever expected. But more importantly, something in him had shifted. For the first time, he hadn't hidden behind perfection. He'd shown up as himself. He pulled out his phone and typed a note to himself. "Don't fight the spill. Sometimes it's the universe wiping your slate clean." He took a slow sip of coffee, breathing in deeply. The city outside hummed, indifferent yet alive. And Daniel, calm, centered, and unshaken, was finally a part of it. Moral: when we let go of control, we find clarity. The accident that ruins your plan may be the moment that reveals your power.